Welcome to the Studio 35 Show with Eric Brembeck, owner of Studio 35, film critics Hope Madden and George Wolf of MadWolf.com, and Cheryl Harrison from Drink Up Columbus. Special guests this month are Andy Wulfing of Premium Beverage and local filmmaker Tim Baldwin.
Hey everybody, welcome to the February Studio 35 show.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, hey. My name is Tim Baldwin. I also work at Studio 35. And George isn't here again either. What's going on? Where's George and Eric?
George and Eric are home making Valentines for their beloveds.
Oh.
Why aren't you?
That's right.
New guy?
So,
Other new guy?
what's going on in February? We have a beer tasting in February. What's the beer?
So the beer tasting is going to be with Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Pee Wee's Big Adventure. So it's going to be Deschutes, which is a new brewery to Ohio. So they're also one of the top 10 craft breweries in the country and getting all this great stuff coming to Ohio lately. But today we are going to drink something that's, against all my better judgment, Andy thinks that it would be funny to make Hope drink. So tell us about this beer.
Good news.
I've been excited about this for a
Thanks,
little while.
Good News
but
Bear.
this is Green Flash's Palate Wrecker.
It's called Palate Wrecker, so.
I saw Palette Wrecker at
It's an
the
excellent
at the
sign.
Newport this weekend. So.
Nice. It is, yeah, offensively hoppy. Kind of defies style. They call it a Hamilton's Ale. It's named for their brewer, and I forget his first name, so we're gonna edit this out later.
Don't.
But yeah, it's just all hops all day. Get in there and love it.
I love it.
Let's see the reaction.
I love hops. It's
always
you're
Hope's
going
reaction.
to hate this. Ah! Can you even swallow that, or are you gonna
Get it off my tongue.
Yeah, it's one of those where you can be thirstier at the end of the pint than at the beginning. That's awesome. When all else fails,
I didn't even know you had a hidden
Diet
soda.
Coke. That's what we were after, I
Let's
think.
talk about something that won't make Hope cry.
Let's circle back to Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman, big 80s movie. Speaking of 80s movies, February movies.
Yeah, because you know what's really weird is that almost all the movies that are being released in February are remakes of bad 80s movies. You got RoboCop, About Last Night, and Endless Love. And I apologize if anybody doesn't see those as bad 80s movies. They clearly are. And most of them, I think, are going to be bad 2000s movies, too. Except, I think RoboCop might be great. Gary Oldman's in it. Sam Jackson is in it.
It's a great cast.
Yeah. And that, for me, of those three options, that was my favorite of back in the 80s. I thought RoboCop was kind of awesome in its badness. Like, it really knew what
I
it was
like when
doing.
he walks, and it's just one sound. There's not a left and right. There's just...
Well, speaking of bad 80s, what's your favorite 80s movie?
That's the question.
Would that be the question of the month?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm new to this. I'm new to
can
this.
prove
You're
it.
psychic.
Well, Eric's a pro, so I need
It
to...
says favorite 80s movie question mark, and it doesn't have to be bad, I guess, because bad
That's true.
isn't on there. So it can be great.
All right, what's yours?
Who's first?
Back to the Future. Forget about it. Greatest movie ever. Saw it in the theater. Let's see. So it was like 85, right? So I don't know how I did it. I was less than 10 years old, but I saw that movie like 6 times in the theater
Wow.
and just couldn't get enough. And that's one of those I can quote obnoxiously.
It's Crispin
probably
Glover
comes as a
who
surprise.
makes that movie just over the top awesome. I love him so much.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
my density. Oh my God.
My
he's the
density has
best.
popped me to you.
What's your favorite, Hope?
Actually, my favorite is Pee Wee's Big Adventure. It's
Really?
my favorite 80s movie, and Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens, is my favorite 80s actor, and I
More than
Love
Large
him.
Marge?
I love me some
Large
Large Marge. It's really true, and I want to talk about your big butt, Simone. But I love Pee Wee Herman, and I love that movie. It's a great movie, beginning to end.
Not Eric. What's your favorite?
My favorite, it's hard for the 80s because that's where I was growing up and a lot of things influenced me, but God, you got Raiders, you got
Yeah.
Empire, you got Return of the Jedi, you've got Back to the Future, you've got Indiana Jones, both of them. Die Hard, a couple months ago we were talking about Die Hard,
Yes,
so it's,
we'll put George's vote in. George's
I'm gonna
vote
have to
would be
come
Die
back
Hard.
to that maybe, but Die Hard probably. I would say Die Hard.
All right.
So, Raiders, I don't know, man.
Raiders is pretty
It's
awesome.
much
hard.
pressure.
It's too much pressure for favorite 80s movies.
Yeah.
So.
How about you?
So-
Were you born?
I was born in November 1988.
Okay.
Wow.
So I didn't see any of these movies in theaters.
Wow.
I'm really sorry. I'm gonna drink this.
But did you like any? Like that
Yeah,
your
what-
No, you said a
grandma
lot.
used to watch?
It's
Did you and
funny
your
'cause I
grandma sit down on the cable TV and watch any?
When I was 1, I've seen them all much more recently. I'd say probably Return of the Jedi. You said some good
Jedi.
ones. I've actually seen most of the movies you said, which is weird for me. So, yeah, but I wasn't alive.
Well, speaking of movies that were around when I wasn't alive, segues are great.
But you have a new series.
I have a new series. I don't like to say I introduced the new series to Eric, and he said, "Hey, let's do this." It's called Classics that I want to see on the big screen.
That's a good name.
We really don't have a great name for it just
It's
yet.
not Tim's awesome show.
It's not Tim's
Oh, is that
awesome show.
taken?
Tim's awesome classics on the big screen that he really wanted
Tim
to
and
see.
Eric's awesome show.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
God,
gonna
that would
put that
actually
on
be the
a
name of the show.
But it's a bunch of classic movies that I've always wanted to see on a big screen, and I'm hoping that people come out. We'll start February 8th with The Sound of Music, just in time for Valentine's Day. It'll be Saturdays in February and March.
Did you see The Sound of Music live
No,
back
I did
in
not.
December?
Did not.
I heard some terrible things
I did
about
not.
that.
I
So
did
don't
not wanna
show
watch
that
it.
one.
I did not.
Don't show that
Not
one.
showing the live version.
Okay.
But,
My Meemaw watched it, and she liked it very
Thanks for
much.
watching. people
DiGiorno
listen,
Pizza live tweeted it, so that was
Great.
pretty interesting.
Great.
Okay.
So
I'm sorry.
yeah, so February is in Saturdays in February and March. Come on out, and the list will be on the website and the Facebook page.
And I'm going to show a movie in February also.
Yes.
Eden Lake with Michael Fassbender. It's scary and awesome. It's Irish. He's brilliant. He wears a dog collar. He doesn't want to be wearing it. It's really, really scary, actually. It's a great movie, and very few people saw it. So Eden Lake, come watch it.
Hey, we're not going to be showing any movies, but we're going to be drinking happy beer.
Yeah, and I am an idiot. This is the Hamilton's Ale. It's named for the pub and not the brewer. And the brewer's name is Chuck Silva.
Yeah.
Chuck, I love Chuck. I love Chuck's work. Chuck's work is
Things
great.
that come
so.
to you when we're live
everybody.
on the interwebs.
Thanks everybody for showing up for the February Studio 35 show.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Nice DC.
See you next March.
Heyo.